What is up, guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're covering the German Grand Prix, round number 12 here for Season 2 of F1 2016 Career Mode. So heading into this race, hopefully we can do better and show maybe a little bit more pace than what we showed in Hungary. The last few rounds, like I said, haven't been the best in terms of form, but hopefully we can come up with some kind of plan that's going to get us on the top step of the podium in today's race. So as always, in the background, I'm always doing the Friday practice sessions. This is come on, what is it? It's the track acclimatization test. We get the purple score there. Moving on to tyre wear test. You know, normally Germany isn't really a track that's too harsh on the tyres, but we're being pretty harsh on the DRS board. Pretty weirdly, pretty odd place to put it, right on the exit of a corner. It's probably target number 1 to get destroyed over the course of the weekend, but end of the tyre wear test, we get a purple score on that, another 50 resource points. Yeah, just over the course of the season, just trying to be consistent with my practice programs has really resulted in the success of the R&D programs, and has really accelerated the amount of development we've been able to do. Like, you really got to put in the time and the effort to get the resource points, and I think finally, now that we're getting to Season 2, the business end, it's really starting to pay off. All that work I've been doing ever since Race 1, Day 1, Season 1, and yeah, the results are really starting to shine through. So, we got pretty much position 1 on our qualifying run in practice, so it looks like the pace is really strong at this German Grand Prix, so I'm really looking forward to getting into qualifying, and especially the race. And as you can see there, we've got an engine upgrade, which will be on the car, ready for Spa.
Welcome to Germany for today's qualifying session at the famous Hockenheim Ring. The pit lane lights will turn green in the next minute or two to signify the start of qualifying.
So, heading into this qualifying session, I'm actually really excited about this one. It's not too often I really show solid pace in Friday practice, so this round has been a little bit different for us. So, because of that really high confidence, I've elected to do the first part of qualifying on the soft compound tyres. Don't really need those anyway. I'll save the super soft sets for qualifying 2, and then of course qualifying 3 there. Pascal only backing up that pace that we showed in qualifying 1 and also in practice by getting P2 there. But now this is qualifying 2. I forgot to mention it, but there was a forecast for rain in qualifying 2, or like 45 minutes into the qualifying session itself from when I first looked on Friday. So this is the intermediate conditions playing a role in the weather this weekend, which is a little bit unfortunate because our dry running pace has been so good. But if you look there, our very first lap there actually puts us in first place, so I'll definitely take that. I keep knocking over that DRS board. I'm so sorry. It's so easy to run wide through turn 1. You have no idea. But either way, we only do the 1 lap in qualifying 2. We get ourselves inside the top 5 there and into the qualifying 3 session. So we still have a little bit of rain about. The track is still very damp, so the start of the session at least is still going to be on intermediate tyres, and I believe without a shadow of a doubt that we're going to be running on the dry tyres by the end of this session. So I just thought, just to be safe, I'll do a run on intermediate tyres, get a banker in, see where that puts me. It was by no means a comfortable lap. The track was already too dry for intermediate tyres when I set that lap, so it was a really odd feeling when the tyres, you know, don't work well with the conditions. But now we're going out for our final run on the super soft tyres. This is a free set of super softs that we're able to use because we've made it to qualifying 3. So heading into the race, we have 2 brand new sets of super soft tyres that we can utilize for the race if we need them. But this is the end of qualifying now. I elected to do a warm-up lap heading into my qualifying run. Normally I just do a flying lap, but because there was such an unknown in terms of the track conditions and how much grip there was on a drying track, I really wanted to get my eye in and just get a feeler of how much grip there was on the circuit on dry tyres. So I decided to do that instead of just like guessing on a flying lap, going straight into it. But at the moment we're going purple as the checkered flag has dropped at the end of qualifying 3. We've got Daniel Ricciardo right behind us I was pretty squeezed for space, and I tried to wait as long as I can to wait for the track to dry out, and unfortunately, Ricciardo kind of joined onto the back of us here, got some slipstream over the course of his lap as well, but coming up to the line, let's see if we can get ourselves on pole position. We go purple as we cross the line, so it might be pole, no, it's 4th. It was purple. We were purple. We were one of the last people to actually set a lap. But 3 people beat us after the checkered flag dropped. Pascal, Kimi Räikkönen, and Daniel Ricciardo as well, who was right behind us and got some slipstream. So that no doubt contributed to his pole position today. 5/10 was the difference. So yeah, we have the pace definitely heading into the race where hopefully we can get ourselves a race win.
Good afternoon and welcome to a place that is very special to us all in the Formula One community. It's the Hockenheim Ring, home of the German Grand Prix. Always good for a close scrap is Hockenheim. Think back to Alonso, Ricciardo, Vettel as recently as 2014, and I'm expecting some more strong racing today.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix. Let's give them a race worth watching.
So here we are then on the grid of the German Grand Prix now in Hockenheim. Race strategy, looks like we're doing a 2-stop. So I'm just jumping into this. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to do. What I will do, of course, as always, is lower the fuel load because, like I said in previous episodes, our fuel efficiency is so good to the point where we need to underfuel the car because if we don't, we'll need to like run in rich for a lot of the race, and that can hamper the engine, especially later on in the race with reduced performance. So looks like we're going to start on the super soft tyres, go to the softs, and then finish on the mediums. I did contemplate starting on the softs, but I think I'll just keep it fairly simple for this race right here. So we have the formation lap, which I, for some reason, forgot about. Lewis Hamilton starting on the soft compound tyres, which was interesting.
All the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too...
Yeah, I'm doing that, engineer. This ain't my first rodeo. So if you couldn't tell already, Livecom is back for this race in particular. I think the way that I'm going to rework these episodes is do Livecom for the race and then postcom for quali and practice, because that's the best way to do things in my opinion. So the last time I did a Livecom, we clashed with that man right in front of us, Pascal Wehrlein, at the Bahrain Grand Prix, and then the subsequent race after that was a massive turning point for our championship, where we went on a massive streak and got to the lead of the Drivers' Championship. So I feel like I'm in a position now where I can get back to these style of episodes without it impacting on the driving. So I'll have to wait and see. I'm looking forward to at least getting a podium in this race. What kind of parking is that? That is absolutely ridiculous. Charlie might give me a drive-through for that, because the parking was so bad. I'm way outside the line. I think after the cutscene it actually moves me again. No, it keeps me in the same spot. Okay, getting ready for the start of this race. The German Grand Prix, 5 red lights, and away we go. Red Bull got a shocker. Pascal Wehrlein, decent start. Into turn 1. This isn't the ideal position to be. Vettel cut the corner there into turn 1. Ricciardo, very slow exit. Congrats on your win yesterday, or 2 days ago, by the way, fella. In the Malaysian Grand Prix. A race which I actually missed, which I'm furious about. The one race I missed this season, and it was an absolute cracker. But either way, first lap, Wehrlein is in second place. He's always such a danger in races, especially near the end of races. He's a really good finisher, so he's going to be a serious threat in this race, and definitely for the championship once we get the final few upgrades on this Manor car going. So first lap has not been too bad. We've gone from 4th to 2nd. Next up is actually Räikkönen. My apologies. So just like in real life, sorry. Räikkönen is the lead Ferrari. Vettel kind of not really getting the most out of the car, getting the max out of his potential at the moment. But let's try and get in front of Räikkönen. We may have to wait another lap or so for that. Nice exit through turn 1, and that's going to set us up beautifully. It already puts us, well, it actually puts us in front heading into the braking zone, and that just makes things so easy in terms of overtaking. We've now hit the lead of the German Grand Prix. Finally, I think we're getting the max out of, we're living up to our potential now, because in dry conditions, in qualifying, I felt like I could really, I thought I would have challenged for pole. It's just a shame that the the weather had to get involved for qualifying 2 and 3 there. But now we can show our true form.
DRS is now enabled. We're considering switching to an alternate strategy.
What? Why?
Change or stick to plan.
Why? Why, engineer? Why do you think we need to change strategies? I'm going to have a look at that as soon as I can get my finger on the button when we're not in the middle of a corner. So he wants to change onto mediums and then finish on the softs. But he wants me to come in very early. No thank you. Massa's out of the race. Is that scripted? Did the engineer know that there was going to be a retirement and possibly a safety car? Did you know? Engineer, are you some kind of guru? You must be. My engineer is a time-traveling wizard. Confirmed. Max Verstappen is out of the race. Okay, we need to take a look at this. I think Felipe Massa had an engine failure. No point looking at that. Verstappen qualified in the back end of the top 10 because he didn't get a proper run-in qualifying. Yet he's lost his engine too. I genuinely thought Verstappen crashed there. And meanwhile, we rejoined straight into the action, and Raikkonen, with the help of mainly Slipstream, to be honest. DRS doesn't do too much for you. Like, sometimes you can be the lead car, and yeah, DRS doesn't actually do that much for you. It's more the Slipstream, but the DRS just adds to that. So I feel like this is going to be a bit of a Slipstream fest kind of race. I really regret not breaking that 1 second.
Ahead of you, there's a yellow flag ahead.
Who's that? Who's that, Massa? Nazza? I don't know, there's so many cars dropping out of this race already. It's only lap 5.
Green flag, we're racing again.
But, what was I saying? Yeah, I feel like this race is going to be a bit of a Slipstream fest. I think I really would have helped myself if I would have broken outside 1 second to Raikkonen behind me. It would have made things much easier. I feel like I slightly have the pace on him. It's just like the Slipstream, the DRS is so powerful, it's really keeping him in the game here. I'm really good through turn 1. These yellow flags really need to butt off. I mean, make up your mind. Either just bring out the safety car, because we've got 2, maybe 3 cars stranded across the track, and nothing is being done about that. But you'll see, like, as soon as Raikkonen gets within that Slipstream, he makes huge ground. One thing I'm going to debrief to you guys. You guys are going to be my engineer. I'm going to tell you what's happening with this race. I'm going to tell you what's happening with my car. And one thing I don't feel too comfortable at the moment is my brakes, my brake bias. A little bit unstable in the rear, a little bit of oversteer on corner entry. So if you guys could wind my brake bias forward a little bit for me, that'd be really great. What? What? You can't reach my steering wheel? Okay, I'll do it then, guys. Don't worry about it. 54%, 50%. See, I don't know which way I'm winding it. We're getting overtaken for the lead of the race, by the way. Raikkonen around the outside, turns to the inside. I'm going to duke him here. Slow in, fast out, undercut, or the crisscross, whatever you want to call it. We get back into the lead. Hopefully, yes, we've done it now. And we'll hang him out to dry a little bit so that Wehrlein can get him.
Don't forget, pit in this lap.
Oh, I'm pitting this lap. Okay. Tyres do fit. Wow, okay, they're very average, especially that left rear tyre. 66%. As soon as they get anywhere near 50%, their working life really comes to an end. Okay, so into the pits. Raikkonen follows me in. Because there's only one pit stall, Wehrlein has to carry on. So it's going to be Ferrari versus Manor Racing here. Now we do have about a second, 2 seconds headway over Raikkonen. We're further along the pit lane, so that's a disadvantage. Get me out now! It was a slow stop. It was a slow stop. Raikkonen stopped from Ferrari. Must have been absolutely beastly there. He was basically overtaking me, and my tyres were still getting fitted on. But anyway, Slipstream and some DRS on Sergio Perez. Raikkonen does the same to Ricciardo. Okay, so what? How did I not lose my front wing there? How did I not concede any damage? That's ridiculous. Codemasters, you need to sort out the what's it called? The realistic damage. It's not harsh enough. But yeah, like I was saying, Ricciardo, he was in front of Kimi Raikkonen, so I'm guessing he went in for a very early pit stop, did the undercut, got some track position over him briefly. My teammate is in the pits as well, so it's going to be possibly close between myself and him on the exit. Yeah, the undercut is worth so much here. So we've got some lap traffic at the moment. Well, not lap traffic, but cars who haven't made their stops yet, so This is going to be a fun little period of the race here, where the lead is going to be decided by who can get through the traffic the best. Thank you very much. P6. Up the inside. Oh yes, that was perfect. Just slingshotted past in there, and now we take the effective lead of the German Grand Prix. Raikkonen.
Car ahead. Let's see if we can use DRS to pass him.
Thank you. Raikkonen is on super soft tyres, so he's going to be in a very short space of time once again. So I wonder if he's doing an extra stop in this race versus us. That was very cheeky on Bottas there. And, wow, it almost cost him a position to Raikkonen too. I could have managed that a bit better. Oh my god, look at that. Look at that. Those three guys are going 3 wide back there. Absolutely mental. Hope Ricciardo gets in front, actually, and Raikkonen can be the loser. And it looks like, yeah, Ricciardo got out on top. Look at that. Huge gains on Sainz. And I fancy myself up the inside here. But we need to leave him space on the exit. Just squeeze through. I think Ricciardo is going to follow him through as well. It's easy pickings when the AI have been on their tyre set for ages. Cheeky. Ricciardo up the inside. We have the outside though. Don't have better traction though. We are on the soft compound tyres, so you'd expect that Ricciardo would have a lot more grip in his car. Especially since it is the Red Bull. I have absolutely lunged that a little bit. But what can you do? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Here you can see this is an overtake for second place. This is Wehrlein getting in front of Kimi Raikkonen. And now the Manors lead 1-2 with Ricciardo, who just on the previous lap made his pit stop. So it's all kicking off here in this German Grand Prix. Raikkonen has pitted as well, so that relinquishes the 2 Manors to lead 1 and 2. Wehrlein set the fastest lap of the race. I can't match that. I can't match that at this stage. He's a serious threat. Not gonna lie, guys. It's gonna be really tough to keep him behind at the moment. So, Manors on a 2-stop. The Red Bulls, Ferraris, 3-stopping. And I've got to keep my teammate behind me to win this race. Here he goes already. Absolutely flying Wehrlein. Like, especially when I get all the upgrades on the car. He's gonna be the #1 rival. Public enemy #1. And here we are, battling him for supremacy. Much like the Red Bulls at Malaysia. We've got to stay in front of him. We just do. Oh, here he comes again. You're going to have to go around the long way, fella, if you want to make this stick. I'll show you what the tyre wear looks like as well, which isn't great, to be honest. 51, 58%, 34 on the front right. So, definitely a tough track on the working tyre, the left-hand side. Let's have a look at the recommended pit time. I think it was like lap 18. Yeah. So we have to stay out another 3 laps, and our tyres are already past that point where you kind of want to get them off already. So it's an interesting strategy here by Manor, but hopefully it's a winning one because Ricciardo is now blistering in 1 minute 16s and catching us at a huge rate of knots. And this is the part of the race where, like, I've got to concede to my teammate, possibly, because, like, my fuel gets to a point where I need to start running in medium. I've just lost a bit of my front wing. Well.
The front wing, the damage only looks minor, but you'll need to take it easy to avoid making the problem worse.
That makes things tougher. 70%. Wehrlein's got the lead of the race. I've got a damaged front wing. It's not looking good. I think we can almost throw away this win today. We've got Ricciardo and the likes of Rosberg chasing us down as well. Engineer, give me something. What is this race strategy? He wants to pit onto mediums and then super softs again. No, we've already committed to the 2-stop strategy. We're not switching to a 3. No, you just gave me a viable strategy, you prick. I didn't, like, discount the last one to get a new one. No, I already said no. Piss off.
We're considering switching to an alternate strategy. Do you want to change or stick to plan A?
How many times do I have to tell you? That is the tyre situation, which is absolutely dreadful. I am very glad to pit in now, get a new set of tyres on, and run to the end of this race. For those who were screaming at me after Baku, Yes, I've learned from my mistake. We're not going to change the front wing. We're going to run with a slightly damaged front wing to the rest of the race. I feel like it's not worth the 5-second pain in terms of the pit stop. Great stop, by the way, Manor. 2.1 seconds, exactly what I needed. So in terms of our race now, just to explain, I'm not coming in again for the rest of this race. I'm staying out on mediums unless there's some kind of safety car, which I might consider pitting near the end of the race. But otherwise, we're staying out, and I expect everyone else in front of us to come in as well. And we should have a Manor 1-2 for the rest of this race. So the goal is going to be to finish second with Pascal to win. I think that kind of scenario is probably the best we can hope for, because we do have Verstappen out of this race. We're going to gain points on him. If Ricciardo finishes behind us, we'll gain points on him and potentially get the lead of the championship back. So damage limitation to some degree for this race. Oh, Ricciardo's in the pits. I need to rejoin in front of him, which we have done as well. Are you serious, man? Like, I've only been in standard revs the last 5-6 laps, and Ricciardo overtook Daniel Kvyat. He overtook Nico Rosberg, and now he looks set to overtake me with 9 laps to go in this race. I've been just running in standard revs, like I said, trying to get my fuel back under control. It's gone from 0.7 to just under 0.2 down on fuel. We'll let Ricciardo fly in, and then we will fly out and go back into what will be, I think one of the Toro Rossos actually pit now, so it's effectively second place. As we go to the inside, this is really hotted up out of nowhere. Rosberg gets back in front of Ricciardo, can't believe I forgot his name there, and now the Ferrari, I'm guessing of Kimi Raikkonen, is also going to get involved as well. Yellow flag, yes, that's going to help me. So what's the yellow flag for? No one's out of the race at this stage. Someone's just going very slowly, possibly. And the only other person in this sector with me, or in front of me, is my teammate Wehrlein. Now let's pray it's not him. Yeah, I honestly don't know. Honestly don't know what the yellow flag was for. Ricciardo's not with me anymore. And you guys saw, like, surely. Yeah, it was definitely Ricciardo that caused that yellow flag in the middle sector. That was so weird, because, like, I thought it was in front of me. Like, you saw I didn't get involved with Ricciardo or anything like that. There was no engine failure. He's still in the race. So, it must have been one of those cases where he probably just went off the track really wide, missed a braking zone or something like that. Because, yeah, that must have been what happened. But now it's 3 wide into the hairpin. I honestly don't know who's going to come out on top here. There's contact with Rosberg. We get the better traction, and we somehow hang on to P2. I am doing Pascal Wehrlein such a massive favour at the moment, but I'm also trying to save my own race and finish still in second place. Been really struggling for tyre wear these last few races. I think that's been the difference. Yeah, with a lot of these races. It's a shame as well, like that. No! I've been in standard revs for so long, engineer, you have no idea. Now we're going to be a sitting duck on the straight. No doubt about it. We're probably not even going to finish on the podium now because of that news. Reduced horsepower. Yeah, like I said, it's just a shame that I'm actually helping out Wehrlein so much. In a lot of these races over the course of this career mode series, ultimately, I'm just trying to finish in second place. That's like where I'm at the moment. But it's just inadvertently really helping my teammate out here as we try and hold around the outside of the Ferrari. We managed to do so. But yeah, the reduced horsepower is really going to leave us vulnerable for these last few laps. Here comes Kimi again. I think the AI have turned up the wick a little bit here because I've held them at bay quite well these last few laps. And then out of nowhere, both Raikkonen and Rosberg are mounting a challenge here for second place once again. It's going to hot up once again for these final few laps. And I think that's confirmed by Carlos Sainz as well, setting the fastest lap of this Grand Prix. Are we catching Wehrlein? Because the gap is like 4 seconds. And I felt like he's had a bigger lead than that over the course of this race. 3 laps to go. Like I said, the AI have turned up the engine mix and really starting to fight away here. Rosberg would have been better off to go around the outside of me there. But he didn't manage to do that. Once again, side by side through here. I love how close we can get to the AI without making contact. And once again, we hold on for second place. So from here on in, as long as I can just keep doing what I'm doing.
Information on Rosberg. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
I honestly don't think he's slowing down. I think he's just getting held up by me, the slower car. Like I said, if I can just hold on, do what I'm doing at the moment, just don't make any mistakes, we should finish in second place. I almost don't want to commentate this. I really need to concentrate on staying in front of Raikkonen here. But yeah, whenever I live commentate, there's always that little bit of performance you lose in terms of lap time. And if there has been a difference in my driving today, I do apologise. Final lap now, rich revs. We do have a little bit of fuel to play with, which we will use on that DRS straight. I can guarantee you that. We're going to make sure we use every ounce of fuel available in the tank to keep Raikkonen behind us. This is going to be his main chance to get in front of us. Once again, I don't care about the weather. I don't care. We're battling away with Raikkonen. He's up the inside. Hold it round the outside like we always have. Oh no, I've lost the back end more than usual there. Back into rich revs. It's actually going to be more of a contest now heading into the middle sector. And yes, I know the tank is empty, but we've got to keep him behind us. Up the inside. Huge lockup. Tyres are faring very badly at this stage, but we hold on to P2. Let's check the tyres, actually 79% on the left side. Not so bad on the right, so I think some lockups have attributed to some of the tyre wear today. The clouds have really rolled in over the last few minutes, and it has actually started spitting. Wehrlein wins the German Grand Prix. It's another one of those races where it could have been for us today, but second place, after what we've been through today, I will definitely take that. I actually ran out of fuel across the line.
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
And Raikkonen lost his front wing just a mere meters away from finishing that race.
Brilliant stuff from Manor today. What a superb victory.
I've seen that cutscene way too many times involving that driver.
Here they are now. The drivers are on their way out after that spectacular race. You know, there's a lot of love for this team in the paddock and all over the world. What a victory here from Manor.
That love for this team is slowly going to start dwindling as we continue to make winning a habit in this Formula 1 2016 career mode. Pascal Wehrlein takes out another victory, and yeah, it's becoming a bit of a pattern seeing how many times Pascal has actually won this season. I can almost guarantee he's won more races than what I have in this career mode series. But Wehrlein has won the German Grand Prix, and that's actually the first Manor 1-2, by the way. It's just clicked. Manor Racing have a 1-2 in this career mode series. And yeah, you guys were always like waiting for that moment that it would happen. Yeah, and it's just happened. It's just like, it clicked right there. Crazy. Raikkonen third place as well. Rosberg P4. Vettel fifth. Kvyat, Where's Ricciardo? Because he was right in the mix with Raikkonen and Rosberg. With 5-10 laps to go, we saw that yellow flag come out. We didn't see that Ricciardo retired, so he must have finished in this race, unless we weren't notified. He finished a minute off the pace, and with 5 stops against his name. So, unless some kind of niggling reliability issue struck Ricciardo there, that's 2 Red Bulls out of the points. And they were first and second heading into this race in Germany. So let's take a look at the driver standings, where we will eventually be leading, and we have the lead quite considerably once again. So I'm not going to lie, we've been very lucky over the course of this career mode championship. The AI's reliability, their consistency, it's not been great, and it's really kept me in the game here for this World Drivers title. Pascal Wehrlein moves to within 17 points of the lead of this championship. And I must say, the Manor has been so reliable over the course of this career mode series that it's getting to a point where we're going to be the quickest team, probably the most reliable team as well. And Wehrlein is so quick, he's so consistent, he's so good on his tyres as well. He's going to be our number 1 rival in just a few races' time. So we have a massive fight on our hands for the rest of this career mode series. And so there we go, guys. That has been this episode for today, the German Grand Prix of F1 2016 career mode. Let's take one last look at the laptop. We have 488 resource points. We've got the engine upgrade coming in time for the Belgian Grand Prix, the next race. That's going to give us a pretty sizable boost in terms of performance. We're only just slower than Ferrari, but with that upgrade, it might jump us in front of those guys. So that is going to be massive in the context of our championship, our R&D upgrades. Really coming to a close now. What we're going to target next is the drag reduction. And then finally, we will do the fuel efficiency. And we're not going to cease early. We're going to finish off the upgrades for this season. We're doing a massive championship push here to win not only the drivers, but maybe even the constructors as well. Looking at the standings, you guys saw that. Constructors as well, we moved to the lead once again. 301 points against our name for Manor Racing Team. Trophy room looks pretty damn good as well. And yeah, it's just looking really, really good heading into the final, few races of this season. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the live com as well. Like I said, I'm sorry if the driving wasn't quite up to the standard of what it normally is. And hopefully that can improve as the season goes on. But that's been this video for today. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to see plenty more F1 2016 videos. And until the next one, guys, the Belgian Grand Prix. I'll see you guys next time.